rising that I could do. So, an invitation to find a comfortable sitting posture and sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. So head up, chin in slightly, and shoulders back and down. And then an invitation to take your hands into prayer pose at your heart center if this is easy for you. Lift your heart to your hands, bow your head to your heart. An invitation now to take a moment to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. Maybe bringing a gentle awareness to the sounds around you, your environment. And then as ready, release your arms down by your side, palms face up, shake your hands vigorously, wiggly fidgets. Woohoo! Yoga time. And so at this time, I'd like to invite you to walk your hips forward in the chair. Come forward about 2/3 of the way, if this is possible. If you are needing the back of the chair for support today, honor that. So yoga meets us exactly where we are. And so an invitation to join me in a practice called mindful movement. And so it's ready, reach your arm up to the sky. And slowly float your arm down. So gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. So you might notice that our body tends to want to move faster than our breath. And slowly float your arm down. So let's explore adding a gentle breath to the movement on inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. So as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs, your knees, and we'll begin the gentle movement on the other side. As ready, reach your arm up to the sky, reaching up as high as feels comfortable for you. Slowly float your arm down. A gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. Now let's explore linking our breath with our movement. On inhale, reaching up, full length of your inhale. On exhale, float your arm down the full length of your exhale. So as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side. This time, let's reach both arms up to the sky. So take a look between your palms if it doesn't create tension in your neck, and notice if your palms are facing each other. And so it is not about forcing one limb to do what the other is doing. We just want them talking to each other. So returning our gaze on the horizon, fold your fingers in, pressing into the palms of your hands. There is a marma point, a sensitive point in the palms of our hands, where maybe it feels comfortable to reach up and back, placing your hands on the back of your head. And so today I'm going to keep my fingers pressing into my palms. And together we can shout out, I am. I can. And I will. And with this sigh of relief, float your arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. And shake out. And so let's come into a practice called waving to our ancestors. So reaching up to the sky. Good morning, Sister Kim, Mom. Hinging from the hips, come forward a little. Oops, Uncle George, my dog Bubbles. Reaching up one more time. Waving to our ancestors. So I often share the story of a woman I had in my class who lived to be well over 100. We were doing this practice one morning. She said, I feel like my ancestors are waving back. And so just like you're shaking water off your hands, let your arms slow down by your side. Rest your hands on your thighs, your knees, palm face up or palms face down as desired. Take a moment, notice which feels better for you. Resting your palms face up, or does it feel better to rest your palms face down? If you are feeling scattered, palms face down can encourage a grounding sensation. If you are feeling tired, an invitation to explore resting your palms face up, open to receive. So with a soft Buddha belly, quiet breath, an invitation now to turn your gaze downward. And so our eyes can be closed gently or open. And so moving away from the busyness in our minds and more towards our heart. And so an invitation, without changing anything, to bring a gentle awareness to your breath. Maybe noticing that as we inhale, things expand. On exhale, things contract. Notice, is your breath long? Is your breath smooth? Or is your breath jagged? And breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Or maybe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Or if it feels better for you, breathing in and out through your mouth. If you are congested, breathe in whatever way you can. And so an invitation now to join me in a gentle warm-up for our neck and shoulders. So let's begin with simple neck rotations. See if you can resist the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. As ready, reverse the direction, simple neck rotations. And bring your head back to neutral as ready. Then drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side. Turn your palm face up and take your fingers to your shoulder. Float your arm down, head comes back to neutral. Other side, drop your ear towards your shoulder. Release your opposite arm by your side. Palm face up, take your hand to your shoulder. Slowly float your arm down. Head comes back to neutral. As ready, move your head up and down as if nodding yes. And so these are gentle movements. So on inhale, looking up. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. And so our Buddha belly is soft, breath is quiet. Slowly bring your head back to neutral. Turn your gaze, looking past your shoulder. Pause, and then visualize moving your chin up and down slightly. So imagination is powerful. Move your head back through center, turning your gaze, looking past your opposite shoulder. Pause. Imagine moving your chin up and down slightly. And bring your head back to neutral. And now let's roll our shoulders back and down. Soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. And then reverse the direction. And now alternate, moving your shoulders forward and back. And so as one shoulder moves forward, the other moves back. And reverse the direction. And when ready, with your arms relaxed by your side, turn your palms face forward. Bend your elbows, palms face away. Straighten your elbows. Turn your palms face forward. Bend your elbows, palms face away. Straighten your elbows, turn your palms face forward. Bend your elbows, palms face away. And release. When you're ready, spiral your palms open, soft bending your elbows. Take your hands to your fingertips to your shoulders or wherever you can reach comfortably. And then imagine you're drawing circles with your elbow points on the screen in front of you. See if you can create a little half smile, like a little Buddha smile. And so when we smile, it releases saliva. You want a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. And so we all know what it's like to have a dry mouth. And then as ready, reverse the direction. Pause anytime you'd like. Come back into the movement or not. And then slowly float your arms down. Whew. And we'll shake out again. And so let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. And so maybe noticing any subtle sensations. Trust that the sensations are there. It's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. So it might be tingling, maybe a feeling of heaviness, maybe a feeling of fatigue. And so our bodies talk to us. And so moving on, I'd like to invite you to ground through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. And so if you can't feel your feet in the usual way, I'd like you to, invitation to visualize your feet. Maybe you can take a look down at your feet. So ground through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. Ground down through your sits bones. Maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Our abdomen is soft. Lengthen up through your spine. Lift up through the crown of your head. Imagine that cord pulling you up to the sky. And then it's ready, an invitation to bend your elbows, palms facing each other. And then to reach across, cup your opposite elbow. Let that same shoulder soften away from your ear and then draw your arm into the midline. Maybe it feels okay on an inhale to reach up a little higher. And exhale, lower. And maybe it feels okay to hinge from the hips coming forward a little. And slowly come out of the pose on this side. We'll shake out. So whatever we practice on one side, we practice on the other if possible. If for whatever reason you are not doing the movement or the pose today, I'd like to invite you to visualize the movement. See yourself doing it. Feel as though you are doing it. And so imagination is powerful. So let's bend our elbows, palms facing each other. Cup your opposite elbow. Let that shoulder soften away from your ear. Draw your arm into the midline. See if you can line your elbow up with your wrist. So taking a look. Maybe on an inhale, reaching up a little higher. Exhale, lower. And then if you'd like to explore hinging from the hips, come forward a little. Slowly come out of the pose, put your arms down, and big shake out. Whew. So feel your work. Yeah. And so in a way, the yoga happens between the poses and the movements. So notice how you feel. So it's not about the shape or what we look like in yoga practice. The diagnostic tool is how do I feel? And so let's read pose. Make sure your feet are placed evenly on your footrest or on the floor. Sits bones are sharp on the chair, spine is long. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to push down through one foot and then push down through the opposite foot. So it might be an energetic pushing down. Notice, can you feel one foot more than the other? And so shoulders backing down, lift up through the crown of the head. And then when you're ready, an invitation to release your arms down by your side. And so extend beyond your wrists, your fingertips, and then we'll move from side to side. We'll transition into the movements of the spine. And so of course we know our spines matter. And so taking hold of the side of the chair, if that's helpful. And slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Belly is soft, breath is quiet. Rest your hands on your thighs, and we'll come into a gentle twist. So sliding your hands past your knees. And so we are not going to our full range of motion. This is a gentle movement. And noticing that our head and neck naturally wants to turn in the direction we're twisting. Slowly come on back to neutral spine. And then when you're ready, an invitation to draw your hands in to your hip creases. And so we are going to explore coming in and out of a forward fold. And so it's not about seeing how far we can go. For the housekeeping, if you know that balance is a challenge for you, an invitation to make sure you have whatever device you need so that you feel stable and comfortable with the movements. And yeah, so we're sitting up nice and tall and hinging from the hips. Come forward a little. And then rock back up. And so an invitation in your own time and rhythm to keep this gentle movement flowing for as long as feels comfortable. And so sometimes when we come into a forward fold, our chin wants to jut forward. So if your chin is jutting forward, explore tucking it in slightly to release your neck. And slowly make your way back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side and rest your hands on your thighs or your knees. And let your belly soften, your breath is quiet. And so now an invitation with your hands, palms face down. Draw your hands in towards your hip creases. As you do, begin to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. And so be careful not to throw your head back. You'll know your head's back too far if it's difficult to swallow. And so it might be that your eyes meets where the wall meets the ceiling. And we'll stay here for a few breaths or as long as feels comfortable. Remember your little Buddhist smile. And slowly come on back to your neutral spine. And so we are going to come into what I'm referring to as a half cat and cow movement. So we are not going to do the cow piece. We are going to do the cat piece. And so drop your ears. Drop your chin to your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body. So this is one instance where it's okay to round your shoulders towards your front body. And then round your whole spine. So this is cat. On inhale, come back to a neutral spine. So we'll repeat the movement a few more times. So 2 more times. Drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body, round your whole spine. On inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Drop your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round towards your front body, round your whole spine. And slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Let your belly soften. Your breath is quiet. And so I'd like to come into a movement that I call stirring the pot. And so if possible, bring your feet so that your knees are a little further apart than outer hip bone distance. Take a look at your feet and have your knees so that they're tracking over your ankles. So if your knees are folding inward, it might be that your feet are too far, you're taking too wide a stance, so you adjust that. And so stirring the pot, draw your hands in towards your hip creases. So for some folks, I think it might be helpful to have some soft fist. And for others, maybe an open palm in your hip creases. And so let's begin. So circling forward, moving from our hips. And this movement can feel a little bit strange if you're not accustomed to it. It's an invitation to move in your own time and rhythm and move with your breath. So when we link our breath with our movements, magical things happen. As you begin to feel your lower back and your hips soften and release, see if you can go a little bit deeper. So moving our shoulders towards our knees. Of course, we're not going to come all the way down. And then slowly reverse the direction. So an invitation to bring a gentle awareness to the space in front of you. Notice how that feels. Bring a gentle awareness to the space beside you. Maybe noticing how that feels for you. Bringing your awareness to the space beside you. Bring your awareness to the space above you. And then especially bring our awareness to the space behind us. And trust, I like to think in terms of we. Trust that we are being supported. And slowly make your way back to stillness. Release your arms down by your side. Toe heel in so that your knees are in line with your ankles again. About hip distance apart. And then an invitation to let your arms hang by your side. And so maybe noticing what happens when we let our arms relax by our side. And so you might notice that gravity is pulling our shoulders away from our ears. And so a lot of us during our day, especially by the end of the day, we have our shoulders up around our ears and collapsed in our chest. And of course, it's hard on our breathing and hard and so on. And so shoulders backing down. Lift up through the crown of your head. And then when you're ready, from here, let's come into a practice of, actually, we'll move into sun salutation, but not quite yet. Let's do a few more movements, it's fine. And so repose, so maybe walking, doing a little bum dance, moving the buttock flesh away from your sits bones. So feet are placed evenly on the floor, on your footrests, sit bones are sharp on the chair, your spine is long. Lift up through the crown of your head. And then when you're ready, an invitation to take hold of the underside of your chair. Or if you're a wheelchair user, it might be that you take hold of the wheel. And so release your opposite arm by your side, turn your palm face up, soft bend in your elbow, take your arm up into gold pose. So this would be one option. Another option would be to reach your arm up and over, if that feels comfortable for you. If you have shoulder stuff going on today, it might feel good to place your hand on your shoulder. And so today I'm going to keep my arm in gold pose. And so side bend, whatever your pose is today, I'd like to invite you to turn your gaze down towards the floor, to release your neck, and then breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? Slowly come out of the pose on this side. So giving ourselves permission to move slowly between our poses and our movements. And then take hold of the opposite side of your chair, underside. Palm face up, take your arm into gold pose. Maybe our hand is on our shoulder, maybe reaching up and over. Turn your gaze down towards the floor. And then breathe into your rib cage. So can you feel that you're creating space in your rib cage? Keep your sit bone on the chair. Slowly float your arm down. So both arms relaxed by your side, then rest your hands on your thighs. And take a moment to let your breath settle, your belly soften. And so let's come into a seated twist. And so contraindications. So if you know that a seated twist, if you know that that is contraindicated for you to go into a deeper version, please, invitation, of course, to honor that. And so sometimes bulging discs, osteopenia, some spinal conditions. We wanted to be mindful when coming into a twist. And so let's start with walking our feet a little wider than outer hip bone distance, if possible. Knees tracking over ankles. It's okay to have your toes turned out a little. And then when you're ready, sitting up nice and tall, take one hand to the inside of your inner thigh, or maybe reaching across the outside of your knee or thigh. The other hand comes beside you or behind you on the chair. So wherever you can reach comfortably. So adjusting a little bit so that you feel comfortable. And so you'll notice that we're already into the twist at this point. And so unless contraindicated, let's see if we can go a little bit deeper. So we'll inhale, lengthen our spine. On the exhale, beginning at the base of your spine, twisting one vertebrae at a time, moving up the spine, and our head turns last. See if you can resist the temptation to move your head to its full range of motion. Eyes are closed softly, focused inward, or maybe soften your gaze. Slowly unwind. Come back to a neutral spine. And take a moment, and we'll come into the seated twist on the other side. So as ready, reaching across to the outside of your knee or thigh. Your other hand comes beside you on the chair behind you. This might be your pose today, or you might explore going a little deeper. So inhale, lengthen our spine. Exhale, twist. So paying attention that our knees are rotating inward. So knees in line with our ankles. Head turns last. And so I'm just going to come in a little closer so I can see those who are in my viewfinder. And so slowly come on back to neutral spine. And so let's come into the twist one more time on each side. Sitting up nice and tall, reach your hand across, or it might be the inner thigh, the leg that you're moving away from. So place your hand on the outside of your knee or thigh, your other hand comes beside you on the chair, behind you. This might be your pose today, or you might want to explore going a bit deeper. And so we'll inhale, lengthen our spine. Exhale, twist. Head turns last. Soft Buddha belly, quiet breath. Slowly unwind. So sometimes think of it when we come into the twist like a dish rag. And so come back to neutral spine, and now we'll flow in and out of the twist. So moving with our breath. So breathing in, reach up to the sky, and then twist to the side. Inhale, reach up to the sky, twist to the side. So inhale, reaching up and coming into our twist on the exhale. Otherwise, you are wasting your time. And then one last time, twist. Inhale, reach up and twist. One back to neutral spine. Whew. And so side bends, twist. Pretty intense spinal movement, so we need to realign our spine. And so we can do that with the seated forward fold. And so you may want a yoga mat along your Buddha belly, and taking hold of the side of the chair, underside. Sitting up nice and tall. So we want to visualize the movement. If you know forward folds are contraindicated. However, we're just going to come forward a little, so not more than 20%. And so hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. So leading with the heart, not the head. Tuck your chin in slightly. And then breathe into your lower back. You might imagine that your lungs are in your lower back. Just going to take a quick look, a little closer, chat. Okay. And so notice how you feel in the forward fold. So forward bends typically are calming for our nervous system. And then as ready, come out of the pose by pressing down through your inner heels. So it might be an energetic pushing down. And then walk yourself back up. So hands on your knees or thighs. Cool. Whew. And so Just saw my little bunny rabbit hop across the floor. He was not feeling well earlier. So we're bringing him to the vet this afternoon for those of you who know him. And yeah. So it was good to see him hopping. He's been pretty still for the last little while. Bit of a concern. Anyways, moving on. Let's come into sun salutation. So we're early in the day. Most of us are on the West Coast, so it's early afternoon, and so really we want our yoga practice to be a little more vigorous. Unless you're totally exhausted, and then there's the beautiful restorative practices we can do as well. However, this is with wanting to energize for our day and so on. And so you repose. You might do a little bum dance, maybe walk your hips forward in the chair, a little on the back. Ground through your feet. Center and ground through the soles of your feet. Sits bones are sharp on the chair, spine is long, shoulders back and down. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck and then lifting up through the crown of your head. An invitation to release your hands by your side. Turn your palms face up. Take your hands to your heart center. So hands can be in prayer, maybe one hand on the other. Reaching up to the sky, come on, into mountain pose. So take a look between your palms if it doesn't create tension in your neck, and then return your gaze on the horizon. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through to the heart. So bow your head towards our heart, gives us a little nerve flossing for our neck. Release your arms by your side, turn your palms face up. Take your hands to your heart center. On inhale, reaching up to the sky. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Release your arms by your side, turn your palms face up. Inhale, reaching up into mountain. Oops, I forgot the heart center. We'll come back to the heart. And then reach up into mountain pose. Maybe our hands come together in prayer down through. Hinging from the hips, take hold of the underside of your chair. So coming forward a little. Maybe walking your feet forward a little, creates a little more stability. Forward bend. And coming into a seated downward facing dog if you'd like. So press down through your inner heels, maybe bring your arms in front of you. Place your hands on your knees or thighs, and we'll come into baby cow. So baby cobra, pardon me. Lift your heart center, looking up. Cat and cow, round your back. As you round your back, draw your navel in towards your spine. Chin in. Arch your back. So sliding your hands forward and back on our thighs can give us better proprioceptive awareness. So one more time, sliding your hands away, round your back. As you round your back, draw your navel in towards your spine. And slowly come on back to your neutral spine. Release your arms by your side, palms face up. Take your hands to your heart center, reaching up to the sky. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. This time, if you'd like, and it's available to you, either visualizing the movement or doing the physical movement. Hug your knee in towards your chest and belly. Clasp your hands behind your thigh. Knee to chest. And place your foot back down onto the mat or your foot pedal. Release your arms by your side. Take your hands to your heart center. On an inhale, reach up to the sky. Maybe your hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Hug your opposite knee in towards your chest and belly. Clasp your hands behind your thigh. Hug your knee in towards your chest and belly. Place your foot back down onto your footrest or the floor. Release your arms by your side, palms face up. Take your hands to your heart center. Reach up into mountain. Maybe your hands come together in prayer down through the heart. And so, shall we practice one more round? Arms by your side, turn your palms face forward, up. Take your hands to your heart center. So moving with our breath, reaching up to the sky. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Release your arms by your side, turn your palms face up. Take your hands to your heart center. Reach up into mountain pose. Leave your hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Hinging from the hips, come forward with a flat back. Take hold of the underside of your chair. Forward fold. Pressing down through your inner heels into downward facing dog. Bring your arms forward if you'd like. Place your hands on your thighs, your knees. We'll come into seated baby cobra. Lift your heart, looking ahead. Cat and cow, round your back. As you round your back, slide your hands away past your knees. Navel in towards your spine. On inhale, arch your back. Slide your shoulders away from your ears. And slowly come back to a neutral spine. Release your arms by your side, palms face up. Take your hands to your heart center. Maybe your arms reach up into mountain. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. On an exhale, hug your knee in towards your chest and belly. Clasp your hand behind your thigh. Knee to chest pose. And then place your foot back down onto the floor. Release your arms by your side, palms face up. Take your hands to your heart center, reaching up into mountain. Maybe your hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Hug your left knee in towards your chest and belly. Clasp your hands behind your thigh. So it just occurred to me that if you have a yoga strap or something that can act like a yoga strap, placing the strap behind your thigh might be a really cool way to hug your knee in towards your chest and belly. And so something to keep in mind and explore. And we'll do more of that next class. So place your foot back down onto the floor, your foot plate, rest. Arms by your side, palms face forward. Take your hands to your heart center, reach up to the sky. Hands come together in prayer down through the heart. Rest one hand on your Buddha belly, so your low belly. The other on your heart center. And take a rest. So maybe observing the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. So we are going to come down off the mountain. And so come seated comfortably back in your chair. And so I would like to share a short guided meditation with you before we transition into your final relaxation. And so, serenity pose. So let's explore hand gesture. And so not too long ago, I took lovely mindfulness meditation with Yoga International, and I learned a hand gesture that I absolutely love. And so this is called the hand gesture of calm abiding. And so an invitation to explore placing your palms face down. And so the hand gesture of calm abiding. And so palms face down works for you, lovely. If not, choose another placement for your hands. And draw your hands in towards your hip creases. And so we can think of, if you'd like, when you bring your hands into your mudra, your hand gesture, think of it as connecting with your higher self or your higher power. And so lifting our head up, tucking our chin in slightly. Sitting comfortably upright. And so our eyes can be open or closed. And so an invitation to breathe into your heart. And so looking into our heart, see what you can see. And imagine that you're breathing into your heart. And so today's meditation is a silent meditation. So we'll sit together for a few moments in silence. Come into whatever comfortable sitting position you'd like for your final relaxation. And so might be that a little bit of weight on your thighs can help with grounding, fatigue. Clearly this bit of weight doesn't work for everyone. So you get what you need to feel comfortable. And so of course we're going to start cooling down. And so relax your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Roll your shoulders back and down. And just a few times, so not scrunching our shoulder blades together, but allowing our shoulders to soften away from our ears. And close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable for you, or soften your gaze. Soft Buddha belly in the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Soft palms, quiet breath. Allow your breath to reflect the pose. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide forehead. Silently, if you'd like, on inhale, say let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it is challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our Buddha belly, And bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. And without changing anything, bring a gentle awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. Our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. Now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Wiggle your fingers and toes, hands and feet. Waking up. Rub the tips of your fingers with your thumbs if you like. And come on up seated comfortably to finish your yoga practice. So today I was reminded of a lovely, I guess you could refer to it as a little chant that I love. And it's Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And so Shanti means peace. Peace for ourselves, first of all. Peace for our loved ones and friends. And then peace out further into the community and globally, if you'd like. And so together, if you'd like, we can Om Shanti 3 times and then Om peace, peace, peace. So as you're ready, you're more than welcome to listen if you'd like. You can take it off mute even. And so inhale. Om. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace.
Peace.
And
Peace.
so, thank you, everyone. And questions? Sometimes I backtalk, so yeah. So questions or feedback, always love to hear from you. I'm going to move in towards the iPad a little closer, and I'll just open things up.
Bobbie, I was happy to hear Evie as well.
Oh,
Walk across. So
did you hear?
that's a positive sign, yes.
Oh, good. Huh. Yeah, it's been a little worrisome. Well, a lot actually, honestly, but they get a thing that happens every now and then. It's happened once or twice before. It's stasis or something. Their digestion gets spun up a little bit. So, but we have an awesome vet who loves bunnies, so we're heading off to get there soon. Yeah, but thank you.
I hope he gives you a deal because you saved the bunny.
Oh, well, I won't have any expectations that way, but if it happens, wonderful. And so all's well with everybody. Janet, Mary.
Everything's fine with me. Everything's fine with me.
Oh, good. Lovely.
Thanks for everything. And thanks to ConnecTogether too.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you as well to ConnecTogether and Bobbie. Really appreciate it.
Yeah. Mercedes, you're a trooper.
Thank you, Bobbie.
Hi, Mercedes. How are you?
I'm still in Los Angeles. I'll be home March the 5th.
Huh.
Oh, you're in Los Angeles?
Yes. Been here for 5 months.
Wow, with your family, of course. Wonderful. So
Yeah.
you'll be home in March.
March, yeah.
Yeah, good. Good time to come home.
Yeah, always sunny here, but in Vancouver it's raining, right? And
We know.
It was snowing
Yeah.
a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah,
I mean-
a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
of snow, yeah.
There's signs of spring everywhere, so the
Yeah.
promise.
It's going to be beautiful when I go home.
Yes.
It will be.
I saw
Yeah.
snowdrops yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, I've seen a few too. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
Bob, you have just one quick question. Hi,
Sure.
nice to see all of you. So the only thing I was hoping was every second Monday, we have a group, Marnie and I, of probably I'd say 20 plus people who, it can be anything. It's peers, it's people with disabilities. And a lot of them do the events through ConnecTogether and the Disability Foundation, and we're
Mhm.
quite involved. But it's Marnie is probably the best at sending information to people all the time about various activities, obviously including this as well. But to me, sometimes if you actually see someone, and it makes a difference for me. Or a couple of people have come, but I thought if you even join, it can be any time. If we meet every second Monday, 1 to 3 p.m.
Right.
And if they see a face, sometimes it's easier to put a face to something, and maybe just ask questions. Like the benefits of yoga. Maybe they might have questions. It's up to you. I'm just surprised that there aren't more people at this class. It's free. It's available to anybody, pretty much anywhere, and it's a great resource for people. So I just keep thinking of ways that we can connect more people.
Is it listed on the ConnecTogether events?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay. What's it called?
Yoga with Bobbie, I think.
Yeah, chair yoga with Bobbie. So
Oh,
costs are,
the Monday with Marnie?
he might be able to speak to a little bit of this. But yeah, I'm more than happy. I'm not a great talker.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Just like me. It's not preparing anything. It's just, this is Bobbie. I can introduce you and say, Marnie and I can both attest to what the benefits are, and finding the adapted yoga is difficult to find, and probably 5 minutes would be my guess, and just say you're all welcome and register through ConnecTogether. It's probably as simple as that. But I mean, Marnie in particular, she sends out so much stuff about so many things that it's like picking and choosing. But for me, I try to balance the exercise with the meditation and the yoga, and it's so for me, it's finding that balance. And sometimes I end up going short on your end. On my end, really, it's the yoga. I'm pretty good with the meditation because I do it in the evening and I have recordings. But
yeah.
So Kim, my question is, what is the peer support group on Monday afternoons called?
What it is, we just call it's a long story, but really it's called.
Is it listed on the ConnecTogether events?
No, we're part of Spinal Cord Injury BC.
Okay.
But really we're sort of a separate group. We wanted to join. Most of us use wheelchairs because of some injury or whatever, or some other condition. And so we developed this group because we live in Delta, Surrey, Langley, and we were all going to Vancouver. There's an adapted gym beside Vancouver Hospital where a lot of us met Bobbie in the beginning. But we said, why do we have to come here for a yoga class? We should be allowed to, there should be a yoga class in our local community. And then we found that, to be honest with you, we were a little shocked that the seniors wouldn't allow, we weren't permitted to sign up with their class because it's adapted. So then we worked with our local community recreation center to create a program that is inclusive to all people. So apparently you have to be 55 plus to be with the seniors class, but I really don't understand that. We never did. But anyways, we started our own.
The class is like live telecast on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. So if somebody wants to join, they can go there and also.
I find that useful. I'm sorry. Oh, you're with the Disability Foundation. Hi there.
Yeah, my
Yes,
name is Kausar. I'm
Kausar,
just the
yeah.
peer support.
It is useful, yeah, because if people aren't able to make it, yeah, we know about the YouTube channels and the Facebook. Yeah, it's great. But I'm not sure if everybody knows. So that you raise a good point. We could just let people know about that too.
So I would like to know how to access that group.
Oh, well, if you would like to join us, what we do is, I would say more it's exercise with this group, this particular group. So every single day, they exercise with the exception of Sunday. Well, I think they even do it on Sundays though, actually. My friend across says that they do. That wouldn't be me Sunday morning, but that's some people. It's mostly about exercise, I would say, but we also have a document for other adapted activities such as the chair yoga, Tai Chi, there's all kinds of activities. If I give you my email address, you can email me if you like, and we can send you that document. You're welcome to join. Everyone's welcome. So here we go. I will give you my email address in the chat. Is that okay?
Yes.
It's a little hard if I try to give it to you now, nobody can spell this name. I'm sorry, Bobbie, about this.
Oh, no
It'll
worries.
just be very quickly.
Funny.
We'll be quick. But the more that we help each other, the better. That's what I think. Just share resources, and everyone's welcome. And if you want to join us, that would be fantastic. The more, the merrier. And we just kind of we often dance, so you don't actually need anything to join our group. Mostly it's just dancing and aerobics, and if you want to bring little weights, you can bring those. And then the TheraBands, if you know what those are, sometimes we use those, but you don't have to have anything.
Is
You can use soup cans too.
Vitcheck dot?
Yeah, Velchek, VLCHEK.
Okay,
dot
and then dot.
EG, yeah, at gmail.com. And I will send you a document that you can read. It has so many activities there. You could be busy all day if you want, honestly, with the amount of activities.
Especially at the speed I move, I could be busy all day.
You could, and I noticed you have quite strong arms, actually. I was impressed.
The arms are okay.
Well, if we don't...
Sorry.
So Kim, I would suggest for the Disability Foundation to send it to the Senior Services Society. They have programs that they can announce every week.
They do send it to us. They do. Actually, one person in our group, she actually got a job at the Disability Foundation because she was involved so much, and then she was looking for a job, and she works there. So yeah, she's one of our friends, but she's hardly ever in the group now because she's always working.
Okay.
But she has 2 young children too.
Thank you.
We also
So
have
you're all welcome.
also.
So we're not trying to steal your business, by the way. If anything, we're just trying to bring more people in.
We're not threatened, Kim.
Okay.
Sharing and no worries. It's all well. And we're becoming a global community.
We are.
Katie, she's in California.
I noticed that, and Jacques was in Florida recently, and people participate from all over.
So all these lovely communication or friends, and so I know that there are many people who are going to continue discovering, the adaptive programs.
Yeah.
With the Disability Foundation, ConnecTogether, the other affiliates, and what you do as well, Kim, and all the efforts that are made that way, and how wonderful. So that's been a silver lining for sure, of course.
It has. It really has. A lot of us who use wheelchairs or have, really appreciate it.
Sleep. So I'm actually just getting a little bit anxious because I want to get
okay. You've got to go. Okay,
But,
thank you so much.
Thank
yeah,
you.
so always appreciate seeing you all. Thank you for showing up, and we'll connect again soon.
Friday,
Thank you,
right?
Buster and
Thanks.
Connect Society.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Hey. Okay, Bobby. See you next week.
We're a chatty bunch.
That's okay, no problem. I have nothing else at this point. So
Pardon?
there was one other class I used to go for, but that one has been cancelled for now. So I have some time, yeah. So no
Yeah.
worries.
Okay. You take care. We'll see